In this video, I'm going to be talking about these two small bad boys, so a Sony 35mm f1.8 lens and a Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8 lens, and I will show you tons of samples, wedding samples that I've shot over the past few years, so you can see what you can expect from these lenses. Let's go! Hello everyone, it's Magic here. So today we're talking these two small f1.8 lenses specifically for wedding photography, and yeah, I'll be honest with you, I've shot with these lenses tons of photos. With 55-1.8 I've shot since my first day with Sony in 2017, so I've shot over 4 years of weddings with it, and then with like 35mm f1.8 I've shot since it was released until the release of a 35 GMasters. So I did switch to a 2 GMaster as soon as they came out. I'm going to talk briefly about it later on, but right now I want to talk about these two lenses and how they perform in, real wedding work. And what can I say about the build of these lenses, the build quality and the performance of these lenses before going on and looking at the photos? So these are really compact. These are tiny. So starting with 35mm f1.8, this comes from like a standard no-name Sony lenses series. So yeah, similar to 85 1.8, it's made out of some sort of a plastic material, which makes it super light, but also it doesn't show any signs of usage, to be honest. And yeah, believe me if I say that I use my stuff heavily, and all of my stuff looks like it's used heavily. So just look at my Sony a7R III bodies, and it does have one custom button that you can set from the menu and a AF to MF switch. The only thing it lacks is the aperture ring that is like all the new G lenses and GMaster lenses have. So in terms of speed, performance and like the focus accuracy, this lens performed flawlessly. It's sharp, it's fast. I did not have any problems with it, and I have to say it's a really great lens. A lot of my friends that use this lens also confirmed to me that they love how sharp and fast it is, and then how small it is. So for this price point, it's a really great lens. I did hear opinion about this lens about like the visible chromatic aberrations. For me, it was not the case, or I didn't notice it to the point that it would disturb me. But yeah, some people experience it. So I'm guessing it might depend from piece to piece. So if you're shopping for this lens, I would recommend maybe testing out 2 or 3 copies at the store so you can pick the best one. Regarding shooting against the sun, I couldn't get any substantial flares shooting with this lens. You guys know I love flares. And then we have a much older lens, Sony 55mm f1.8. So it was made in collaboration with Zeiss. So it was like the kind of above that no-name series from Sony. So there was like this no-name series from Sony, there was like Zeiss series from Sony, and then they were like GMaster series. So this is something in between, like a normal no-name series and a GMaster. I don't think they will produce any more Zeiss lenses, at least I don't see it coming. Sony focused like mainly on its own G or GMaster series, but like all Zeiss lenses, this is built out of metal. And it's really nice. The focusing ring that you have on this lens, it's so smooth. I really like how Zeiss is producing their lenses. It's much heavier though than like the plastic lens, obviously, because it's made out of metal. And then it has much more visible, dents and scratches on it. So mine, it looks like I've been to war with it, but it does not change like the performance of this lens, and this lens is performing really great. Just with the build of this lens, there's no aperture ring, there's no AF to MF switch, there's no custom button, there's nothing on this lens, there's just focusing ring and this beautiful blue Zeiss logo. That's it. So performance of this lens, it's excellent. It was super fast, super precise, like never had any missed shots out of it, none front focus, no back focusing issues, no issues whatsoever with this lens. It does have something what I would call a really weird flare. So it does flare when you're shooting against the sun without a lens hood. It does flare to the point that you have like this weird line coming from the top right of the frame. I personally liked it. It gives like this, you know, unexpected element to the photo. Some people I know, like, they don't like it. It's a personal preference. If you don't like it, you can just always mount a lens hood and minimize the effect. Yeah, so this is the build of this lenses. Let's now look at the photos. So what I'm going to show you is going to be like tons of different examples, from getting ready, from the details, portraits, everything I've shot with these lenses, starting with 35mm f1.8. So obviously, personally, I'm shooting 35 and a 50 most of the time at the wedding day. So these are my go-to lenses. So 35, I will shoot all of the, you know, scene setting, like this beautiful villa, some details that really work well with this lens. You can zoom in and see how sharp it is. So that was shot on A7R3, so 42 megapixels. You can see ISO value here on the top left, and still very nice, you know, details and nice background blur. Some more detail shots I've shot with it, so it lets you shoot really close, which helps with like the details photos like these, like, you know, creates this beautiful, nice image look. And most of the stuff that you'll see here is going to be shoot wide open, because I want to show you how this lens is performing wide open. More of the details or scene setting. Yeah, scene setting again. So all these photos look really nice. And then all that getting ready stuff, action, so brides getting ready, some details moments, like 35mm is my favorite lens to shoot stuff like this. It just gives you that nice wide angle feel to the look, and then shooting wide open, it also will create that little, you know, more of an intimacy to the look of the image. Here's a groom getting ready stuff, so, you know, placing him on the window. So also in terms of distortion, this lens doesn't have much of it. Like, as a 35 is pretty much well corrected. You can place your subjects on the left side of the frame or on the right side of the frame. Here you have like 3 boys getting ready, left, right. And you can see that if you shoot f1.8 like I've shot here, the guy in the front, who I focused on because he's a groom, is in focus, while the 2 guys are already blurred. So you can see how shallow the depth of field actually is. More of that getting ready action stuff. You can see, yeah, always producing great sharp images, even shooting at f1.8, just focusing on the eyes, bam, always in focus. Then we have some stuff from ceremony, some more stuff from ceremony. So I like shooting ceremonies wide open as well, just to get that more of a separation, you know, couple from the background. So here you can see, yeah, even though they're really close to the guy that he's in the back, like, we can clearly focus our eyes on these guys, and they're most important in these photos, obviously. So more ceremony stuff, also shot very the same way, sort of like they're coming a little bit from the low. This is how I shoot 35 at the ceremonies, coming like a little bit from, you know, lower angle. And then here some portraits with, again, nice blur. You can see nice background blur. Here we have some photo against the sun. Sun's coming from the background. You can see that like the lens is not flaring too much. Here is like the action shot kind of, so they're coming towards me, people are throwing the confetti, but still I managed to keep the focus on these guys. So I was using a spot focus. So again, that was A7R3, so I didn't have tracking. I was just focusing on the eyes, and even though there's like a lot of movement, a lot of, you know, things happening in front of the frame, still managed to keep the frame. So that's also a testament to a great focusing on this lens, even paired with older camera like A7R3. Obviously, all these photos were edited with Magic Cadabra preset. You can purchase the bundle discounted, you know, down below. Make sure you check it out. Some more portraits. You can see very nice background blur, and also you can see there's not much of a chromatic aberrations. I'm pretty sure I removed some of it here, so it was visible, but not to the point that it would again disturb me. Here's a little tiny flare that I managed to get with this lens. That's basically it. It's nice. Some other photos, portraits. Again, some more details, some more portraits. Here specifically, you can take a look at the background blur to get the idea of the vibe that this lens would produce. Here, the same. So yeah, very nice colors, very nice vibes. And I think this is the most I got out of this lens in terms of a flare. And this is something I like. I like flares that are producing these little circles and, you know, those weird shapes. I think there's one more here. Yeah, that's one more photo with a flare. So this is shot backlit. Again, you can see the sun is straight above the girl's face and it's coming with the flare. Some more portraits, as you can see. This I shot with like a slower speed setting, and I was just moving my camera from horizontal to vertical, or maybe from vertical to horizontal, keeping my couple in the middle, so that would create that really nice rotation in terms of the motion, which I personally really like. Some more portraits. You can see how much the couple is isolated from the background here as well. Again, same situations. And if you do want to look at these photos at your own pace, there's a gallery linked in the description, and the gallery is my Pic-Time gallery. Pic-Time, which is actually a sponsor of this video, and I cannot stress enough how much I love Pic-Time. This is one of the best decisions I've made for my business. I think back in 2017, it's been already 5 years I've been using Pic-Time as my main gallery provider. So this is how I deliver my photos to my clients. The galleries, they look beautiful. They're super clean and nice and fast loading thanks to the previews that, you know, the system is generating. And then the cover photos, you can put your logo on it, you can put different colors on it, so it matches your brand and it looks really, really nice. And then on top of that, you can create a slideshows within your Pic-Time gallery. So you can just choose photos, then choose a song from like the tons of songs that are available in the platform. Just a couple clicks and your slideshow is ready. And this is how I show my photos for my clients for the first time. I do the slideshow, I put it on the first page, and bam, they always love it. And then the store, the most beautiful store ever, you know, filled with the best photos that your clients engage with. So your clients favorite some photos and they land on a sample product on your store page, which is a game changer. It's amazing. And setting up the store is as easy as choosing a product and the labs from tons of connected labs from all over the world. So yeah, you just set the product, set the labs, set your prices, and you're done. And if you want to up your sales even more, the big brains at Pic-Time created this automated marketing campaigns. And you set them just once, they work across all of your galleries, sending your clients coupons for various occasions like Valentine's Days, wedding anniversary, Black Fridays, and many, many more stuff. I strongly recommend checking out Pic-Time if you are a wedding photographer. And now I give you a heads up because Pic-Time is increasing its prices for new customers from June 1st. So if you want to benefit and use this amazing service at the current lower price, this is your chance. Don't forget to use code MAGIC at checkout. And now moving to a 55mm f1.8. Now we're gonna see like similar photos from similar weddings, probably shot with 55. So obviously you get a different geometry of the lens. It's a way longer lens, like 20mm. That makes difference. Like everything's gonna be more straight. And for sure, in terms of portraits, there's gonna be more vertical portraits, but that's my personal preference with a 50. I like shooting more vertical frames. So you can already see I'm shooting more portrait vibes with this lens. A lot of ceremony stuff. Also, look, it was crazy, it was windy, so I stepped down to 3.2, so I was making sure that I have more stuff in focus. I wanted also, you know, embrace a little bit more that background that we were in. But here, for example, this is my goal, to isolate the couple as much as I can during the ceremony. So in this case, I wanted to keep more of a background. Here, I wanted to get rid of it. So, you know, try to shoot as wide open as I could. Here, very similar, it was sunny. Here you can see another frame from the other wedding I shot with 35-1.8. This is a frame from 55-1.8. Very similar frames, but you know, with 50 you get more compression, you get more of a background blur because you are using a longer lens. So that looks a little bit different. That is like one of the nicest ceremonies I've shot, I think 2 years ago, in South France. Beautiful light, like everything was beautiful, and you know, this lens created amazing photos. Here I was stepping down more, but here, you know, shooting through some things, there's like some fans here on the left. It created the additional very nice, you know, blurry effects of foreground and background are nicely blurred, shooting at f.2. Here some exit shots that I like shooting with lens like this, so you know, f1.8. You can see like it's holding really well, even though they're coming towards me, even though there's like stuff happening in front and back of them, still performing really well. Here's another beautiful shot, a shot at f1.8. Yeah, this is very nice, sharp image, very nice background blurs. Another portrait, even more blur, so you can kind of get the characteristics of the blur that this lens is getting because of, you know, that specific background that we had here. So you can see how nice the blur looks here, and still she's like super sharp. I was focusing here on her face in this photo. One more very similar shot with other couple. Here we will have some flare portraits in a sec. Well, let me show you some flare. And here you can see like that flare that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, that like kind of linear, interesting kind of flare vibe. Still, you can get really dreamy effect even when shooting 2.0 or, you know, 2.8 like here. It's not the dreamiest. It's not like 51.2. These lenses will definitely get you blurrier images and a more dreamy look, but still, you know, with 51.8 creates very nice portraits, very nice intimate portraits. Like here you can see the bokeh balls in the background. You can see some more portraits playing with light. Yeah, and this is a very nice shot from a first dance. They had beautiful backlight, and then here also the cake shot f1.8, beautiful, nice, intimate look. Here, more bokeh balls, still super sharp when it's supposed to be sharp, and then very nice follow with a blur. I have never experienced any chromatic aberrations with this lens, so yeah, so it's performing really great. So as you can see, you can comfortably shooting weddings with this f1.8 primes, and very often I do recommend these two specific lenses for new photographers that are starting out, maybe building the kit on a budget, because these are cheap and very powerful lenses. Also, in my opinion, these bad boys are like 100% reliable. I've shot like tons of weddings with them, and yeah, never had a problem with them. So reliability, especially for wedding photographers, that is a huge advantage. But you know, I did switch to a 35 GMaster and a 50 GMaster as soon as they came out, like mostly because I do love that more intimacy of the look, that more background blur, that subject isolation. So yeah, I love my 35 GMaster and a 50 GMaster, so I did retire my 1.8 lenses. I do use them for my personal stuff though. You know, when I don't want to have bigger and heavier lens, I'll just get one of these two and I'll be really happy with the results. Hope that video was helpful with these examples. Make sure again you check the gallery, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.